What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Cure. And again, I wanted to do a second tune this week, so that we'll only have one remaining on the Head on the Door for next week, and then we can move on to the next album. But yes, the penultimate tune on the Head on the Door is Screw. It's a single word title, those are very tough to get a read on, and here there's a couple major possibilities, meaning there is both a verb and a noun version. The noun, and interpreted more literally or mechanically, is an object that you use to affix one surface or entity to another. You screw it in, and thus it is connected more tightly, and of course there's some figurative meaning that could happen there. But of course, to say screw off, or to screw in a, let's say, more intimate way, these have particular meanings. To screw off is maybe a dismissive interjection telling someone to get the hell out of here. Piss off, I suppose, could be a synonym. But to screw, again, it can mean to engage in physical relations. I feel like it's a more crass or even vulgar way to refer to it, but I wouldn't be surprised if any of those meanings were here, or if none of them are. So I'll just try to catch what I can. This is The Cure. The tune is Screw, and it's the second to last track on the 1985 album, The Head on the Door. I like that ending a lot. So, yeah, I mean, it has a wicked sound, mostly that diesel guitar, which I admit, like, when that started, I was like, oh, it almost reminds me a bit of the Two-Way Army stuff, which, if you don't know, that was a Gary Newman project, late 70s, and it had a bit of a post-punk rawness and a lot of wicked guitar, but mixed with some synths that, under his solo name, I think would become even more prominent as it moved to the very late 70s into the 80s. So yeah, it had a bit of a, like, edgier Cure, post-punk Cure meets Two-Way Army sound, but then as it went along, it's like I'm noticing that xylophone-style bleep melody, not bleep, that sounds more computerish, but yeah, a very, like, struck melodic run, which was a nice contrast with the heavier edge guitar. Lyrically, I really don't know what's happening, but I didn't think in advance about the phrase screw up, which means to distort, to damage, or to ruin something. So, screwing up your eyes, screwing up your face. What was it like? Throwing in your arms. He's talking about like changing shape, like jumping in your mouth, and then what was it like? Doing it all for the other person. But it sounded like he was talking about the other person when it came to all these physical alterations, which of course could be functioning on multiple levels and not strictly physical or only physical. So, yeah, I don't know how to take some of those lines, but it was a wicked little tune. I want to say that was short. Is there a way to. Yeah, these. 1 second. I guess I can check. So, yeah, under 3 minutes, so definitely on the shorter end, though, yeah, like a really dynamic tune and one that seemed to blend a bit of an edgy sound with a bit of light quirkiness, which, again, whether it's the Love Cats or at least one or two other tunes, they've gone a bit, weird or eccentric in tunes before, but I don't remember them blending that with a heavier, grittier type of sound as you get here, which again is largely the product of that guitar, though again I did also notice the bass pulsing away in the background, so a really interesting one. I don't quite know how to place this thematically, or I'm especially keen to hear what people might have to say about it. Let me know, and as I said, we'll be on to the final tune for the Head on the Door next week. Peace.